This is the internet is eating itself, which is true. This is why the internet is eating itself. It's a new channel, about 2,000 subscribers. This is the boomer brain rot epidemic is out of control. Which okay, tell me more.
For AI generated content. Well, starting with bizarre Facebook AI slop that
Happy birthday, Grandpa. 1887 to. The boomer do people just not do basic math? Actually, they said that 138 years old. Isn't the record like 120? Happy birthday, Grandpa. You lived 138. You look like you're a skeleton. You're 100% real. This is a real JPEG, a real image.
had us in disbelief
What's it say? My grandma fell for this. I can't read that. It's too tiny.
for what some people would believe is real.
I put a lot of effort in doing this, but unfortunately, no one likes it. It's a kid crying with his puppy, and it's just a wooden vase. Good night, you. People are just that stupid. It's gotta be. It's dude. The birthday thing's crazy. It's not filming morning. Fair.
Is now evolving at a rapid pace and flooding social media. This is
What the? Was that a pregnant cat? We're 13 seconds in the video, chat. We didn't get that far. What? What?
social media. This is posing a huge challenge in ensuring that older people can separate fact from fiction, as they find themselves increasingly unable to navigate.
What is okay? This is ghoulish. Someone that evolved. What is this? Ew! What are these? Ew! I don't like what these are. Ew! Go next.
While quote-unquote brain rot has been associated with the younger generations, the
Why? Why? I don't like it.
namely Gen Z and Gen Alpha, it's an affliction that the older
your mom will believe me. My mom believes in, and
generations haven't been able to escape either, taking on forms that are more aligned with their interests. Defined by Oxford University Press as the supposed deterioration of a person's mental or intellectual state, especially viewed as the result of overconsumption of material, now particularly online
here. Starting the trash back here.
Content considered to be trivial or unchallenging. It increasingly seems like older people are equally, or even more so,
I'm curious how, dude, you guys know the retirement home goes hard, right? You guys know the retirement home goes hard. Come on. My mother showed me an AI video. I was like, Mom, that isn't real. You lost your net privileges today. I'll always say this. I remember my parents' generation were the ones to tell all of us to not believe everything you see online. And here we are, dude. Here we are, bro.
Digital natives enjoy brain rot content with a degree of self-awareness.
Here we are.
People seem to be in deeper than they realize. And as the wealthiest and most...
Wealthiest region of the United States. Oh, yeah. Saw it earlier. Millennial. Obviously, baby boomers have the most wealth. That's a given.
Politically powerful generation, at least in the West's biggest economy. This can have huge implications.
Scam leaf. Oh, my God. Anyone else been getting those scams? Scams. Because I know old people fall for scams literally every day. Every single day. Do you guys ever get those scams? The new one where it's like, you've missed a toll road. You've got to pay the toll. It's like by an email that's like something, whatever, 127585483. And it's like, if you don't pay the toll, you're gonna fine and put in prison. It's like, Jesus Christ, it's not gonna work. But then I remember, no, it does work. Otherwise, they wouldn't use it. I'm pretty sure if you remove Zuckerberg from the millennials, would own 3% of their wealth. That's wild. That's crazy. The also I'll get in a car stranger, but now I ask stranger to pick me up every time. That is true. The toll booth payments, yep, dude. You know that yesterday? I almost, because I did drive through a toll, and I thought that was real. And then I'm like, no. I actually read the email address. It's a really fake. We have it in America, it's bad.
Individuals and our collective future. But before we get into it, if you're part of the 0.8% of my audience at 65 or over, and you're about to comment, well, I'm old and I'm just fine, stop making generalizations.
True.
Great. Good for you. This video doesn't apply to you.
Fair. It's for everybody else. Sorry, bud. It's not. It is for everybody else. Somebody that sent to prison, yay, free bed, and let's go. Yes! The world will have so much more wealth. Billionaires shouldn't exist. I think once you get to 999 million, you should get killed. Oh, I said you should get killed, which is crazy. Say that Mari to that. That's crazy, Mari. You're a little goblin. You're a little goblin. Mari just immediately died. If there was a voicemail from a TTS threatening to report me to the local cops, well, yeah, because you better give them money. The local cops are at your location as we speak. You better run.
Or maybe it does and you'll learn something about yourself. Also,
Okay.
I'm going to talk about boomers and Gen Zs a lot in this
I love
video. I
boomers.
appreciate there's some
I love boomers. I
spillover
love
into other
boomers.
generations, it's just easier. Now, let's get
I
into
love
it.
boomers. Okay. The internet is doing something. Yes.
A good
Agreed.
starting point when thinking about the difference between boomers and Gen Z is their styles of humor.
Oh,
I found Gen
God.
Z humor best explained by this Reddit comment.
I think Gen Z's funny. I'll say it. I think they're funny in a silly way.
Have you ever been goofing around and doing a bit with your friends and the bit goes on a little bit too long? You start to grasp at straws and the jokes become somewhat far-fetched? Imagine one of those bits went on for like 10 years straight. The bit has evolved to the point where the original joke isn't what's funny. At that point, the humor is in how preposterous and involuted the content of the bit has become. Gen Z finds inane, chaotic.
Okay, no, Gen Z's funny. Other companies despite critiques made their sites by their reviews. If you go to ER, the chance to receive a second bill from the staffing company, that's crazy. Isn't that stuff? The stuff. No, they all blend together. I'm old, chat. Everyone, these kids are all the same to me. That's no person ever need $1 billion ever. No, I need it. I need it. Give me money. Give me $1 billion. Specifically, you, Echo. Give me $1 million, please. Echo, can I have a billion? Can I have a bill, please? Please, Echo, can I have $1 billion? Because Gen Alpha is pure randomness. That's not a bad thing. I think it's funny.
Things funny, like a spinning cat making the same 3 sounds to the tune of popular songs with
That's
increasingly high
awesome,
production
though!
values, or saying "Mama, a girl behind you" over and over in a million different ways because a little girl said it in a
funny,
single short video. It's the humor of a generation that grew up fully immersed in the internet, where jokes are continually added to and reworked in the form of memes, a democratic type of comedy. But unlike the memes of the early
Dude, I don't know where you guys fall for this. I'm very biased. If I'm scrolling TikTok, like I'm staying with my sister. My sister has a very she has her niece over who's incredibly young. And she showed me a hold on, I'm being paid $1 million. Hold on, what's up?
1 bajillion doll hairs.
Thank you, yes. She showed me a TikTok brain rot video that was AI generated. And I'm like, I'm just like, I don't want to watch AI stuff. Like, she's like, it's funny. I'm like, it's not. It's an artificial meme that makes sense.
early
Yeah.
2000s internet, there's a distinct lack of innocence to Gen Z humor, maybe born out of cynicism about the state of the world, or maybe social media's deprivation of a carefree childhood. Accordingly, there's a degree of acceptance among Gen Zs about brain rot, and awareness of the problem, but equally
what? We feel like a corporate mandated fun meme. Oh, the last one? Yeah. It's your corporate fun. Like, hi everybody, we're just like you, says corporate. Holding from my other earbud in. Let's see if it's still dying.
fully are succumbing to it, ironically, but also not ironically, as with everything with Gen Z. This, of course, contrasts with boomer humor, which is much more simplistic.
Oh, dude, look how funny that dude. Chat, oh my god, this is so funny. Hold on, chat.
Boomer humor.
Chat, look how funny this is. Chat. So the joke is the joke, right? Okay, so let me tell you this is so funny. Oh man, this is really funny. So the joke is that there's clearly a kid, right? And he's trying to swipe left or right on the painting because he doesn't know any better. He's a stupid kid on his phone. And the adult in the room is like, you can't do that. You have to walk to the next painting. Do you guys get it? So the joke, okay, the joke is really funny. Don't you guys find that really funny? Those boomers get it. Am I right? Boomers, rise up. We boomers get this. You youths wouldn't get how funny this is. I don't know. This is a really funny. Okay, I'm done. I can't.
Which is much more simplistic. Often these might be considered endearing or.
Wait, I want to see these. This is okay. This is funny from an ironic. Wait. I love this, but ironically.
Did you see it?
I love this, but ironically, chat. Shit. I love this for the wrong reasons. This rules. I love this because it's so stupid, it's pivoted back to being good. It's like if you see like and it's just so bad it's good, but it's so bad that it's good. That's why I love it.
Or
What's the
just
other one on this? Hold on. Oh, dude, hell yeah. The joke is, chat, the kids are only paying attention to the teacher because she's holding a phone. Isn't that funny, guys? Why aren't you guys KWing right now? Where's my KW? Is that funny? You need to explain it again, chat? Do you guys need me to explain it again? So the joke, chat, I don't think you heard me. The joke is that she's holding a phone up and the kids are paying attention. I'm noticing a distinct laughter in the chat right now. This is really funny. You guys just don't get it. Thank you for the KW. Thank you.
endearing or just cringe by younger generations like minion
Seems really. I'm in one of those moves where I just want to throw back a book at someone's. Wait. I'm in one of those moods where I just want to throw a book at someone's face and be like, I Facebooked you. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is what I need, dude. Oh, yeah. Boomer humor is so good. Oh, yeah.
memes or newspaper style
Of course, these days, it's a lot easier to talk to humans in large groups. Okay, so the chat, the joke here is that they're all on their phones, right? That apparently the only joke boomers like is these kids on their phones. So the joke is these kids are on their phones. Minus Doral, thank you, Dragon. That's the joke. And that's the joke again. It's the third time that's the joke. These kids on their phones.
cartoons that rehash tired tropes about young people. A lot of it comes down
someone printed a bunch of look, Dad, someone printed a bunch of tweets and they added the extra characters to the words. That's called a book. So, chat, here's the joke, okay? This might be the most single worst bit the stream has ever seen. Starkey, here's the joke. So, we haven't even gotten like 3 minutes of the video. Starkey, here's the joke, okay? So, there's a book, and books have words, much like a tweet, right? And these kids are on their phones all the time. They don't even know what a book is. Starkey, don't you get it? Oh,
to young people are dumb and everything's
what is this? My name is Steven. My preferred pronunciation is wait. Steven's preferred pronoun is she, her. Thank you, but Steven's preferred state of mind is reality. See, the joke is pronouns.
woke these days, but nothing quite.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. Let the nagging begin. The joke is that women. Hey, Mari, you want to hear a really funny joke? No. So the joke is, Mari, that men become miserable once married to women.
Are you miserable?
Apparently, according to this JPEG, yeah. Yeah. But women bad, wife bad. All Jumbo comics, on the people they hit it sometimes. Yeah, but not all the time, obviously. Women, am I right? Yeah, boomers hate their wives. Yes.
It beats the classic wife bad because
wife
why would you
I have a bad back. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is a really aggressive comment. What the fuck? Wait, this is a really aggressive comic. Jesus. This is just this is a bad relationship. The weird thing of the boomer humor is that majority make attack others, while a lot of newer gens have a majority of the humor self-depending and just pure nonsense. Yeah. Yeah. This is not even like boomer humor. This is just a bad relationship. If your spouse ever says this to you unironically, leave them. I laugh, but for the wrong reasons. I laugh because like the straights are not okay, yeah.
Haha, marriage and children are
True.
terrible.
True.
Why aren't younger people getting married and having children?
You know, I need another funny comic real
do you
quick.
like the woman you've chosen to spend your life with and who, in all probability,
Darling, please give me the hair dryer. Okay, I actually laugh. Mexico, that's from off. Shit. Wow! What the? That's crazy. That's crazy, right? We agree? It's insane. It's crazy. Holy crap, you dude, this is not even a joke. This is just hard. I mean, I was just edging to be a little funny. Yeah, it was edgy, but I was not prepared for it, dude. The cartoonist's wife hurt them or something. Good God.
Has shouldered
Holy
disproportionate
shit.
responsibility in raising your kids. But that's beside the point.
Okay,
a lot
sure.
of this is based on an
Oh
understanding
my
of the
God.
world from a time gone by, but even
That
in the
was-
age of social media, this humor persists. Notoriously on Facebook, which has become something of a
Yeah, it's become a boomer daycare. Oh, Facebook,
digital
yeah.
nursing home,
Okay.
despite Meta's repeated attempts to
Facebook
recapture
launched
a
Gen Z
younger
focused
audience.
redesign. Yeah, okay. I'm sure Gen Z's on the way.
If you want to learn more about that,
Facebook's last chance to pretend to attract a Z. Of course, again, that's not going to happen.
give my video on the topic to watch after this one.
Because Mark Zuckerberg is also a alien robot reptoid. That's a given. But also, it's just not going to happen. Who lets them put these up? I don't know. There's no way. That's crazy. That has to be an online comic. Yeah, I agree. But also, yeah, Facebook's never going to get Gen Z or Gen Alpha. There's no way.
Originally for college students only and mainly popular with young people for a
Oh
long
my God,
time
he was an
after,
alien from
boomers
back
were
then,
late
huh?
to join Facebook. Eventually, they joined in their masses though, reconnecting with
Facebook
old
for
friends and becoming
seniors. I will admit, Facebook is only useful, and I have IRL friends who use Facebook, but to their admission, they only use it to keep in touch with their friends who use Facebook. It is literally I only use it to keep in touch with the friends who only use it. Like, nobody wants to use Facebook in 2025. They're just using it because everyone else uses it. My buddy literally is trying to beg his friend to get off Facebook Messenger, which is the only reason he has Facebook. He's like, go to Discord. Just go to Discord.
active in
It's
groups,
crazy.
especially local and nostalgia-focused ones. As Eve Ing, Associate Professor of Media Arts and Studies,
I'll compare Zuckerberg to Sonny from a robot. That's Sonny from iRobot, but that's offensive of Sonny. Yes,
at
it is,
Ohio
actually.
University shared,
How dare
baby
you.
boomers and Gen X really took to early social media platforms, especially
Why?
Facebook. And one of Facebook's characteristics that suits a lot of members of these generations is that it feels more closed.
Okay. They can have it, dude. I don't like. They can have it. I don't mind the Facebook's just boomers. Who's the we have Discord? That's the thing, though. Is we finally won the war. A Messenger friend, everyone leaving Facebook. I am so happy. One day, my buddies will get off Facebook just because they're only there because they want to go to Discord. I think Discord will be the death of a lot of millennials and Gen X being on Facebook. I have one friend who's Messenger. We both have each other's numbers on Discords. I've been trying to get them stopped for over 10 years. And people are creatures of habit. So they don't want to leave what they know. You know what I mean? Well, I get it. I get it. And I wouldn't want to move off Discord something else, but still.
As older people joined Facebook, younger people left,
teens are
either
abandoning
because
Facebook
of the
during
effect that older
times,
people had on the experience, or simply because
Facebook losing out on YouTube, Instagram, and Snapchat.
You can say that laughing at relationship and having kids is bad. But let me remind you that the best comedy series even produced is about that. If people don't know what I am talking about, then you didn't heard about legendary athlete that scored 4 touchdowns in a single game. Wow.
No idea what you're talking about. I have literally no idea what you're talking about at all. At all.
other apps such as Instagram and Snapchat were more suited to them, although not 100% true.
As my country is India, United States, Indonesia, Brazil, Mexico, Ghana.
Broadly popular in countries outside the West, Facebook now has a reputation among many for being full of boomers. This pattern has repeated itself through the history of
hell yeah, what is this?
Social media, with Instagram now having plenty of
I don't
older
mind boomers having Facebook.
Boomers don't deserve anything.
Boomers can have faith. Why are you a hater today? What's going on with you? Mari's a hater there. It's like boomers don't deserve anything. What's going on with you? What's going on with you?
Huh?
What's going on with you right now?
You're just saying things that seem very middle of the road.
Middle of the road? Boomers are allowed to have nice things they want. Not all boomers are scum of the earth, Mari. True shit, I can say follow.
They are.
No.
Like a boomer.
My mom. You don't know my mom is a boomer? That's a fair point. All right, wait. How about this one? Hold on. What about my dad? He's all right.
you really want me to say it out?
No, I remember what he said about the coronavirus. Never mind. I blocked that out. No, you're right. Oh, boomers suck. I take it back. Trying to remember what he said on the coronavirus. Yeah, that's a good point. Mari's right. No, she has a point. I apologize. Yeah, boomers understand good things.
I'm hearing that.
No, you're right, Mario. My bad. I take it back. I redact my sentence. Papa, yeah, I forgot all my tags about the coronavirus. Never mind. I forgot. Sorry, I finished my coffee. Ooh, that's full of grounds. Ugh. Mm. I don't know. I think I had leftover of Auntie
Hi,
Mutt's.
doggy.
Hi, how are you? Auntie Mutt's coffee in the thing, so I probably got to my thing. Boomers are true me generation. That's the first generation that did not make sure that the children figured out themselves. Yes. I'm trying to think if there's a single boomer that I like. All right, back to the video. I can't think of one.
Users and older users being one of the biggest areas
Granddad
for growth
sings
for
the 19-year-old
TikTok, due in part to
okay.
them saturating younger age.
So the average TikTok user is 18 to 24, 25 to 34, and then it starts going down the older you get. Interesting. Okay. Huh. Hi, multiple. How are you?
Even Threads has its fair share of older people, although
Threads? People use Threads? Wait, I post on Threads my my TikToks because I thought that Twitter and TikTok were going to die, which I was half right. Mari, you're right next to me. Mari's right next to me and says, "You use Threads like she's better than me. Get out of here. You're next to me. You can say words. Mari, you can just say words. You're right here." Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna keep going. I'm ignoring Mari.
Horny old men replying to bots. This has
Mari.
always been the problem with the way
Is there a
older
person?
people use
No,
social
uses
media,
Threads. I use
often
Threads
doing
to
so
post.
ham-fistedly.
I don't actually
so
talk
just
on
not quite
Threads. I post my stuff on Threads.
understanding the public nature of their activity. If
Big
you're going to
function,
leave
no
horny
true.
replies to bots, at least take your wife out your profile picture.
Wait, he responds to bots? Hold on, go back. All right, she said about me, I'm caring, loving, awesome woman who wishes to find a kind man as good heart. Okay, so it's clearly an AI woman. And then this guy says, how can a man not be in a hurry to find a woman like you at the house when he comes home? To find in his car, his bed, his shower, his Jesus Christ, fun and rechargeable. Breathe. I'm reading about what fun and rechargeable is talking about, which is there's this.
Applies to bots, at least take your wife out your profile picture. Older people's challenges with technology are well known, and it's not just a stereotype. A study by Age UK, a charity for older people, found that almost half, 40%, of people aged 65 or over were unable to navigate the internet safely and complete the most fundamental online tasks. Cognitive challenges at university come with age definitely play a role in this. According to the Living Care Company, age-related physical and cognitive challenges can make it challenging for seniors to navigate modern tech devices and platforms initially designed with younger users in mind.
I believe that older folks can learn, they just don't want to. I'm so serious. The older folks don't care to learn. They just genuinely don't care. They just I sincerely believe they are oh this old way is better, and you're like, no, actually it's not, and they're like, well, I'm not learning your new way. I believe it is they just don't care to learn. They don't care to improve or get better. It is just a stuck in their ways thing. That's why I believe imagine boomers seeing hyper realistic furries. Don't ruin their brains like that. Plus, my dad just refuses to learn. My mom refuses to learn. My mom would complain about things at her work that are like, they brought in these new things that make no sense. I'm like, it sounds like a better thing, Mom. She's like, no, it's the old way is more efficient. I'm like, but it's not. Why learn when they go have those useless young interns of the work for them? I mean, that's true. If they don't want to learn, they don't want to teach either. They're truly selfish. I pivoted already on my boomer take. I've already pivoted on my boomer take from earlier. They don't deserve anything good. I've been a father that N-word is bad. Oh my god, that's hat. You'd be surprised. Yeah, that is a conversation that you would think that you would have to have with older people, but you're wrong. They do sometimes.
Reduced vision, hearing loss, declining motor skills, and cognitive conditions can impact the willingness and ability to learn new tech.
I disagree with this. I'm sure there's science behind it. Thinking fall Orpheus. I genuinely believe that Gen Alpha and Gen Z and Gen Alpha are going to be fine because when they're like 85 and the new sci-fi bullshit comes out, they're gonna learn it. because they're not, stubborn. Which makes us not care about a lot of shit because they're gonna die soon anyways. Why bother? Like, yeah, you're still alive though. That's what I'm saying. You're still alive. Just do the thing.
The scale of change is also a factor,
Just
with
do a
technology
thing.
having changed vastly since they were young, after all. Many have gone from black and white TV to immersive VR and human-like AI.
I love
With that
old people in
being
VR,
said,
it's the
it
best.
feels like there's a distinct lack of curiosity about technology from older people,
Sure.
not having the desire to grow and learn as technology evolves. As
Sure.
one TikTok user commented, "This genuinely confuses me though. Do they not have the desire to learn about anything at all?
Yes. Next question.
I can know something is AI generated the second I see it. If I'm confused by a new technology, I'll
like,
research and mess
yeah,
with
they
it
don't
until
care.
I understand it. Do they just not care? At
They don't
some
care.
point, it's got to be detrimental to the rest of society when older people refuse to learn new tech.
It used to be a thing where the older generation would teach the younger generation. What is going on over there?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Some shenanigans. But that isn't the case anymore. That is not the case. It is now they're just selfish. They're selfish. They're holier than thou. You know what? I'm with Mari. These boomers suck, dude. I hate
This
them.
might be explained by the
Oh my god, Putin cutting Trump's hair is awesome. That's something that my mom might believe. Actually, this is sick.
faster speed with which technology seems to be
This is
evolving,
sick.
and the youngest having an ingrained mind.
If you have a neuro spicy kiddo, I learned that the Meta Quest 2 is perfect for getting out a random bust of I'm so bored energy. She's just like her mama, could play this thing for hours. Roll from our face. Okay.
Mindset of adapting to new technology. This is what defines digital natives, Gen Zs, Gen Alpha, and younger millennials. Research shows though that the reason
yeah, I mean, I think, and this is an interesting thought. I think Gen Z is after millennial, right? No, which one is it? What's the order?
I don't know, probably freak. I live under a rock.
Okay, hey, what's the order? Is it millennial Gen Z Alpha or is it millennial Alpha Gen Z? You should know you're one of those two.
I don't know. Gen Z is first.
Gen Z is first. Okay, so
Well, hold on. So it's
is it
Gen X, then Gen Z.
Gen X? No, Gen X millennial.
No.
Yeah, X is above millennial. Yes. Gen Z then Alpha.
Beta.
Sure, they fall. Yeah, they're in beta now. Yeah, it's millennial Gen Z. So what I'm trying to say is, millennial was the first wave of internet access to the degree of which we have. So millennials had to learn how to be on the internet. And I think that Alpha and Z and Alpha are going to be fine when they're older. I think they're willing to learn, explore, transcends that of Gen X or higher.
Boomers' slowness to adapt to new technology are complex and varied, whether that be a fear
Okay.
of making mistakes, a fear of becoming dependent, or a skepticism about its benefits. But the fact is, they're woefully unprepared to deal with possibly the biggest brain rot culprit, AI, even more so
dude, I'm very blessed that my mom is not online. Because I genuinely believe she would fall for AI. My mom is a very intelligent woman. She's very well learned, but I don't think she understands internet culture and like internet safety. And I genuinely do think I know my dad is falling for AI. The Gen Z is also mostly post 9/11 world, which means they're only ever known the culture happened as a result. Yes, which is interesting to think about actually, because there was a culture before 9/11. Never forget that was different than it is now. Especially like it's interesting to think about. It's also been found that categorically more money people have than others, the less empathy they feel towards those with less money. That's true. That's true. Money rots the brain. That's a given. Yeah, I agree. That's true.
than the rest of us. And as AI is well beyond
she looks stunning and gorgeous. How the rise in AI romance scams. This is crazy, by the way. This is a real thing. I was watching Kit Boga and also Scammers Payback, and there is a huge surge in like scammers who are like, "Oh, I love you, baby. I love you. Give me your money." So like people in their like late 80s. It's so wild. What about believe it? Don't believe everything you see on TV. Now they believe everything on Facebook. Yep. I know that in the 80s AI never existed, but years ago, my technology evolved. Yes. I'm so poor. I'm glad so full of empathy and disease. Just saying.
Realistic at this point, we're already seeing the worst of that play out. It's incredibly easy to create convincing images and videos with free apps, and as a
how to create viral AI baby animal videos.
result, there are thousands of
best AI video generators
accounts pumping this stuff
Never
out.
paid for AI video again. Best free AI tools nobody talking about. Scammers. It's grifters a little bit down. I heard some women were scammed by someone showing AI pics of Brad Pitt. How is your biggest ego? This is a real story. That's a real story. A woman got scammed because she thought Bradley Pitt was reaching out to her as a romantic endeavor. That's crazy. Hi, Gravity Ball! Hello, Grimville! Hello, Raiders! Hi! Hi, Raiders! Hi! Hi, Raiders! Hello, Grimville! How are you? We're talking about the infinite internet theory. Oh, I got a DM? Not from... I'm getting a DM from Buff, specifically. Because... because I want to play Buff's game. But hi, really appreciate amazing day. Thank you, Graville. Yeah, so Ryan Reynolds, quote unquote, talks to this lady, says, "I love you. We should get together." And she's like, "Okay." And then her daughter's like, "Hey, that's not sorry, Reynolds. Brad Pitt." And she's like, "Hey, that's not Brad Pitt." And then she's like, "No, that's definitely Brad Pitt." It's like, what? At a certain point, you're just too stupid to get it. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I can't even feel like I feel bad, but like also like, no. Brad Pitt reaches out, and I'm not trying to be too mean, but she's like, it's Brad Pitt, a mega superstar, and she does not look like she could pull Brad Pitt. And it's just at a certain point, I lose a little bit of sympathy. The Mikey peeking against me, I know it'll be normal soon. Like at a certain point, man, yeah, go. Toast, I have new ink on Blue Sky. Check it out. And at a certain point, I kind of blame you. Like, if your daughter tells you it's not Brad Pitt, don't send him money, and you still send him money, I don't know what to tell you anymore, dude.
Out. Facebook AI slop is a testament.
What is this? No, go back. I want to see. What was that one last one? Hi, everyone. We're officially... I can't... There's a little thing in my way. I can't... It's officially something... Oh, 100 years. I celebrating cupcakes ourselves. I know it's time to enjoy. Here's the sweet moments and even sweeter memories. All three of these ladies are 100 years old. Okay. And that... Okay. This is ghoulish. Everything about this feels awful to look at. How do you believe this is real? Well, Brett had needing money. I don't know. My mom was fall for this shit. I had to shut down last year. I genuinely have no idea how folks fall for this. You can see, yeah, the Golden Girl. This is 100% Golden Girl AI, by the way. Look at the hair. The hair is just a marshmallow. What are we doing? Like,
testament to this. I think you've all seen the ridiculous, strange.
What in the shit? Pregnant giraffe rescued? Do they think that's... This is horrifying.
Disturbing.
That reminds me of Toy Story. When Sid makes that awful crab baby. It's gotta let paint. It's gonna let paint. It's gotta let paint. It's gotta let paint. It's gotta let paint. I hate this. Ew. It's the horrible crab. It's big and round. It's big and round.
Images that get mountains.
All right. An admirable crochet work. True. Oh, Meemaw crocheting World War II tanks again, huh? Ah, that'll do it. Wow, that's a very convincing.
911 Yas Hello.
Hello.
The boomers are forming upraising at a country kitchen buffet again. An Onion article suggested that lab mice respect their pronouns.
No.
Get here quick, I think they're all owl.
I love
the Onion. Done with their early dinner lunches.
That at least was cool. Listen, for crochet, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive, you know?
Of engagement and
amen.
Like,
amen. Oh, Jesus! We've come to Jesus. I love Jesus AI. Because you can't... This is the dead internet theory at its finest. You can't tell what's real anymore. To use a follow marker. Because Jesus AI it's Jesus. And then all of the... so here's how this works. He posts Jesus. The AI does. It posts AI Jesus, right? And then the AI bots spam amen because it's AI bots, right? And the AI that it posted originally Jesus says, oh, they like this. I'm going to post a little bit more Jesus. And that has happened so much now because it's like confirmation that you get this weird shrimp Jesus that's full of amens. So now the AI will just eventually post a picture of a shrimp and it'll get amens. It's so awesome. Like for TikTok, hello for TikTok, hello.
African children with elaborate inventions.
My son made a girl off of plastic. It's a great idea. I hope he didn't make that. That's scary. I hope he didn't make that. That's horrifying. He should not be allowed to touch plastic.
Injured soldiers.
Change my birthday, please. Said and it's two veterans in the middle of the street in New York, and one of them just has the biggest feet. And they're just I don't know why they're in the middle of New York. But okay. Amen.
Lonely centenarians.
148. Beta came for myself, sending a little hope for birthday wishes. Okay. What's actually kind of crazy is at first glance, this one's actually pretty good looking. That's what's bothering me. This one's a little too good looking. Minus the fact that it's reversed. Amen.
There's a remarkable consistency in the themes of this slop too, like religion. There's a remarkable consistency in the themes of this slop too.
Wow, that sucks. Yeah, screw AI would slowly downgrade the quality, which you'd be for that. I know, right? This is horrible. This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, I think. Well,
like religion, patriotism,
is that Mr. Beast? What is this? 9 years of luck. I will never lack money. You will never lack money for cheaper travels.
Resourcefulness and sympathy.
Unknown facts about BMW. Wait, BMW the. Wait, I'm so confused. Follow Jesus. He's posting about the BMW, and today's his birthday. I feel like you can't fall for this one, right? Because Jesus has a pretty known birthday. Yeah, Jesus Christ the car maker, exactly. I feel like he's got a pretty consistent birthday everyone's heard of. I don't know, maybe I'm old.
It's shockingly easy.
We are twins. Well, there's 3 of you, so. We are 8 years old, there's 3 8s, and we are waiting for congratulations from you guys. Okay, so you said they're twins, and there's 3 of you. That's crazy. And also, I just love how AI tears up. I like me.
To get an immediate reaction from Facebook users who comment before attempting to question what they're seeing. But this kind of slop is already dated.
Hey, chat, what is this? What the fuck?
Seeded by the magic of video slop that pollutes short-form video platforms, especially meta-owned ones like Instagram and Facebook Reels.
This is ghoulish. I think the AI videos, it's just everything about it's horrible, right? Yes, agreed. We all agree that everything that is AI is bad. Yes, I'm gonna puke. It's amen. Me listening at Walmart. Amen.
Reels. It turns out that few things appeal to boomers more than children's pageants and runway shows. The video.
What? This is what boomers are striving for? This is the boomer dream? Children pageants? Which, by the way, are inherently a very, very problematic thing. Like, they're extremely problematic. Also, what? Huh?
Papa, please stop. This is very scary.
Amen. Dead internet, these platforms intentionally don't take it down because boomers are making them money. Yes. But also, is the money like a moot point if everything on your platform is AI? And every person's AI? Do ads even work? What's the point? There's no point.
Videos show AI-generated children tottering down runways, adorned in elaborate, surreal outfits like.
Why is? Oh, ew. Oh God, ew! I don't like this one.
Spaghetti and meatballs, or riding tigers with.
All right, that's pretty cool. All right, that AI baby's pretty cool. I don't know.
Of glitching people in the background, like if you believe it's AI generated.
The petitioner mentioned about they have to wash the exact same crap. There's also was making a little bit of TikTok about people on America Got Talent. It's so bad. Oh my god. The future the future so green passion sounds crazy. Listen, I don't think it's worth it. Soon there'll be no real people. It'll be nobody left. Forest Rippers created a few AI bands. They make AI listen to the bands on Spotify and gets money for Spotify. I think Spotify is gonna learn. I start to argue. Spotify is gonna learn eventually, right? Like they have to. They've got to learn that the money's going nowhere, right? Like they're losing money.
Yeah, no shit. These posts have millions of likes and sometimes millions of followers. This, of course, appeals because old people love babies and toddlers. Yes. The reasons for which
thank you, thank you that you want sub. Thank you that you want sub. Thank you. Saw a video on Cop. Dude, it's crazy. Cop's whole crazy. He sued. Can we think of someone again? Thank you. Literally, money laundering them. Yeah, it's money laundering, right? Hi, Jude. How are you? Hi.
Are numerous. Nostalgia, a sense of purpose, of being needed, something to talk about, the simplicity that babies embody. With that being said, not all old people love babies, as the commenters on this r/ask old people post.
Why do old people love babies? Babies, no. Puppies, yes. It's either puppies or babies. I can't believe anything. This boy, Papa. Listen. You can believe that I'm mostly not AI, chat. I'm like 85% not AI. So you have that going for you. I'm almost not AI. I'm okay, good.
And of course, there's cute AI animals too, with boomers even believing cows smaller than your hand to be real. Much AI slop combines.
Chat, are boomers one step away from becoming furries? Yeah. Mari says yes. Boomers are one step away from furries, Mari. I'm not. I'm completely convinced they're a tiptoe away from furries.
Interest to Mac.
They existed, alright?
Yeah, okay. Bugs Bunny.
Classic Bugs Bunny.
Classic Bugs Bunny, where he was a cross-dresser.
Cross-dresser.
Yeah, he was trans. He was trans for a bit. Yep.
Yeah. Now he got Sexy Minnie.
Sexy Minnie.
Sexy
Minnie's so hot. Minnie's so hot. Am I right? Dabs you up. Dabs you up.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Dab me up.
Secrets of Nim.
Okay.
Five Old Goes West.
FNAF. We know old people love FNAF.
For some reason they do.
Or. I'm gonna take advantage of all people. AI is doing better. It's just gonna take advantage of this because it's come full circle.
Maximum effect too, like patriotic baby pageants or animal baby pageants. They have no problem believing the
That's the size of an elephant, but alright, okay.
Insane scenarios in these videos, seemingly oblivious to the visual elements that make it clear their fate, such as glitches and distortions.
Mama falls victim to AI
as well as what a lot of us might call common sense. It's so effective because
please tell me I'm not the only one who has a parent that believes everything they see. Oh yeah, you're 100% not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. Is this a cult? It might be a cult.
The emotions of users who want to believe it's real.
My mom realized the AI videos are fake.
They live in a world.
Yeah! That's fine. You know what? She got it.
Where tiny little cows exist.
I'm crying. Mom showed me this video of an AI generated cow and she thought it was real. She was so excited. Oh my god, stop.
Or joyful little toddlers.
Like everyone thinks AI baby fashion shows are real.
Catwalks in costumes that are realistically too big for them to carry. When they're told that the videos aren't in fact real, a common reaction is
face is like, don't say it. You know I want to see this owl. They're real. They're real. I can't yell at Michael Peak. The older generation is really possible. Why can't they just wrap their brains around it? I genuinely have no idea. Genuinely have no idea they can't do it.
Anger, likely out of embarrassment and a sense of cognitive dissonance. It's understandable
my grandpa's fallen for AI.
To be frustrated with a world that you could no longer understand. This is a far
like it hurts. I tell my mom, and I wasn't trying to buy off TikTok shop, dude. I don't even know. The TikTok shop is the same level of like grip. It's all grifts, bro. Genuinely all grifts, all the way down. It's like start to finish grifts, honestly.
Cry from the days when we were told, don't believe everything you see on the internet. And while we were reprimanded for excessive phone use, older people seem to now be glued to theirs. But it could be argued that this kind of AI slop is inconsequential anyway. Does it really matter if boomers think there are cows out there the size of a
yes. Oh, you're asking this specifically? I guess, I don't know.
Teacup? If there's one area where the ability...
I told you. Furries are... No, boomers are one step away from furries. Boomers are almost... Dude, boomers are almost furries. I'm telling you, chat. They are so close to being furries. I told you guys, boomers are almost there.
Ability to separate facts
from
fiction truly is
consequential. And they're right there, man!
Our source of understanding...
That might not be AI, actually. That might not be AI. I don't know, gang. This might just be a real picture. Like, I know we're talking about AI, but this might be real. I don't know. I don't know, man. Listen, I'll look into it later. I'll do some research. This might be a real thing though. I'll do some research, chat. Okay, I'll come back to you guys. I'll come back to you. All right. If this was real. That one might be real.
Understanding of everything going on in the world.
What the?
So,
who's that?
Are older people more likely to believe fake news? Well, according to the research, it's complicated. For example, according to a 2019 study, those 65 and over were 4 times more likely to share fake news links on Facebook during the 2016 presidential election.
This is an American problem. I don't know how it goes in other countries. This is dead serious. We're not even talking politics right now. We're going to ignore politics for the conversation, okay? Bless you. All cards on the table, ignoring politics, just simply objectively facts. Modern news media, Fox News especially is bad at this, but all of them are pretty bad at this. Modern news is just propaganda machines. Now, they've always more or less been, but they're especially bad the past like 20 years to the point where it is as bad as sharing like fake links on Facebook. There are very few reputable news sources who cover news unbiased. It is almost exclusively like propaganda machines for political parties. So I would argue America's really bad about it in comparison to other countries. Yes, America is very it's very bad. No reports fact truth these days. Yes, it's all about sensationalized media or they're owned by billionaires for billionaire profit. That is objective fact here in America. I wish it wasn't, but yeah, here you go.
Than those between 18 and 29. Bear in mind that a lot more young people use Facebook back then. But is this the same thing as believing fake news? A 2022 study.
Damn me, chat. Hold on. What did he say? Here's your key. Feel free to play on stream because there's no embargo date. Just play it offline. If you're planning on streaming it, please let us know so we can provide additional early access keys. I want to play it right now. That's G-Man's.
So we're leaving it here.
Yes. I got the key, chat. We're doing it here after this video.
An infodemic involving 281 older adults and 311 younger ones found that news veracity detection was comparable between younger and older adults, and that age-related vulnerabilities to deceptive news are only apparent in very old age. According to a 2024 study involving 36 interviews with older adults, they were confident in their ability to identify misinformation online and did seem to have strategies in place for avoiding it, motivated in part by their own anxieties around falling for fake news. There have been multiple meta-analyses on this topic, aiming to synthesize the results from numerous studies to get to the bottom of this. A 2024 meta-analysis analyzed 256,337 unique choices made by 11,561 US-based participants across 31 experiments and focused on 4 different...
Yes, Fox News is considered entertainment. A lot of news sources are considered entertainment these days. They are not reliable news anymore.
Demographic factors: age, gender, education, and political identity. Despite their struggles in using technology, the study found that it didn't inhibit their ability to detect fake news, with older adults better able to detect fake news regardless of age, gender, or political leaning.
Interesting. Or the generation. Okay. One of the generations is practice is less having leave almost like fake. Maybe. I don't know. There's some science apparently here.
I also attribute a big part of us falling for a slop to the fashion industry's overuse of Photoshop and lying to us for money, and now people with declining eyesight and mental stability now can't see fake.
Interesting. It's an interesting comparison. I'm not really. I'm very curious about how that actually correlates because, the fashion industry did a damage on millions and millions of people. So I'm very curious how that actually translates to.
In the author's own words, age had a positive effect on discrimination ability, indicating that older adults achieved higher overall accuracy. Moreover, we also found a negative and credible effect of age on response bias, suggesting that with increasing age, individuals were generally more likely to judge a news headline as false. With this being
So maybe it's the outspoken. Interesting. So it sounds like. Do you think I could immigrate to Canada, America, for example, and get rid of everything in America to be Canadian? Good luck. It's a bit of a process to immigrate, but I mean, everyone can immigrate in theory. It's just a lot of paperwork. I don't know. I never immigrated. You're telling us that news channels mostly push political gains? I know. It's very shocking. I'm aware. The Photoshop editing was used so much, I still use this day. I mean, true.
Being said, there's still quite a few limitations to this meta-analysis, such as the studies analysed don't factor in older people living in residential care facilities who are more likely to have cognitive limitations. Perhaps the most important limitation though, and one that came up a lot in the studies I reviewed for this video, was the recruitment of subjects online. This introduces an element of selection bias that's of particular importance.
Oh, okay. So you aren't interviewing the people that are like obviously like you're interviewing more or less randoms, which is good, but also you haven't really grabbed people online. Get news from just one source. Yeah, I tried exactly. Did reference. I do the same. I will read a news source where it's like, next to other city or punches streamer, and I'm gonna have to make sure to cross check that. I've never used Fox though. Yeah, Fox is
when analysing a topic related to digital media, as it skews the results towards more tech-savvy older people. Putting aside whether or not older people are less susceptible to fake news as a group, let's consider some common factors among older people that might make them more susceptible as individuals. This was the focus of a 2020 meta-analysis on the topic.
I do love that he's citing his research, by the way, and a lot of channels don't do this. I'm a big fan of the cited
Cognitive
research.
Decline is perhaps the most obvious factor, which can increase the reliance on mental shortcuts to evaluate the truthfulness of information, such as repetition. If a story is seen
I will give the benefit of mental facilities declining. This I understand. This I accept. If your mental facilities are declining, yes, that is duh, right? Modern news media is self-fulfilling much drama. I limited myself to sitting on the phone and reading the full articles. I want to stress involved with us uncovered. I try to find like actual news sites or something that's not just like, by Disney. Yeah, reason we don't teach critical thinking until college. A populace can't discern false truths and unfair sources. We send more money. Money! But how about Fox News is so reliable? I think that's crazy.
Multiple times is more likely to be believed. This was the case in the analysed studies, which found that even if a statement was marked with a false flag, older participants were more likely than young people to believe it after seeing it multiple times. There's also digital literacy, such as the ability to detect manipulated images, which declines with age.
Yes, digital media literacy is also, I think, a very fair factor. I mean, the average person is having good media literacy. I can't imagine older folks having good media literacy. I still currently browsing FARC, and I don't know what FARC is. I feel like hurt because this country is what I used to turn into the shit country. It was bad. I am, and this is a little bit of a salvation for Americans here. I believe in the good of Americans over the weird bad ones, right? I believe, if anything, this is going to radicalize all the bad happening to America is going to radicalize Americans. I actually do believe that. I mean, look, people are burning Tesla cars and shit, dude. There are people burning cars in the world for Tesla. Tesla's like billions of dollars over the past like month. I believe, despite all the horror that's happening, America's at least becoming a little radicalized towards like anti these people, anti-billionaire, anti like this shit, right? That's something. That's all we can hold out for. That's all. I have people with CEO funerals. I hate FBI. I know I'm about to fly out. FBI. I know I'm about to fly out. This is my chat talking, not me. This is chat talking, not me. FBI. I'm literally about to fly out. Please. I don't want to be. I gotta go home. My arm hurts.
Viewing old adults miss added or removed objects, distorted angles, and inconsistent shadows. This element isn't taken into account when studies purely look at headlines. But perhaps the biggest factor, and possibly the most unique to older adults, is trust. For better or worse, interpersonal trust increases with age. Older adults give more optimistic answers to the question, generally speaking, would you say that most people can be trusted, or that you need to be very careful in dealing with people?
Who are we? I have not. All right. The studies prove.
They also report more trust in family members, friends, neighbors, and strangers. This trust is ill-suited to the digital world, where the strangers and sources of information we encounter online can't just be blindly trusted.
There's a real good chance that we're gonna correct hard to the left side, which I'm okay with. Sane taxes based on worth and free healthcare for all. No discrimination based on race, creed, religion, or sex. It'd be great. Thanks. I could go into a whole spiel about like my belief that things are going to pivot. My only listen, I
Papa,
believe
when did you become a PNG streamer?
I'm
How did I
PG.
not hear about this?
Here's what I will say about this matter. People are stupid. The average person is very dumb. And I say this not as an excuse for them, but as context. When someone was told they're going to get cheaper groceries, to some people that's good enough. That's all they need. And that's not an excuse for their ignorance, but it does give context. People are not evil. People are just stupid and scared. That's really what it is. So I don't believe that America is full of these horrible, horrible monsters that run the populace. I sincerely believe there were people who just were like, they're so stupid. They're like, yes, eggs are cheaper now, hooray, or whatever, right? And they didn't know the details. The average Joe did not know those details. Yeah, the average American is stupid than human, right? And a lot of them are just like, I want cheaper eggs. I don't believe they are inhuman monsters, and I believe that they're able to learn, and hopefully they have by now. Goddamn. So, I sincerely believe that uh, America, at the end of the day, I don't believe people are evil. It is a select few who are evil. The average person has kindness and empathy in their heart. Do you know what I mean? That's what I sincerely believe. You tell me glass half full or whatever. I don't care. I believe the average person has kindness in their soul. When the push comes to shove, the average person will defend one another. Um, it is just the power of the evil that makes everyone else look evil. Does that make sense? But I digress.
Partly because they might not even be who we think they are. Overall, the research on older adults' susceptibility to misinformation is mixed, but it doesn't paint an optimistic picture. Not all older adults are susceptible to fake news, just like plenty of young people are, but age is clearly a factor here. The implications of all this are grave though, and it's much worse than trying to get front row tickets to a non-existent AI toddler fashion show. This difficulty navigating the online world, where they easily misplace their trust in random accounts, puts the wider world and their own finances at risk. This is all exacerbated by emotions and flaws that aren't specific.
Yeah, scammers, here's what I find interesting. Hi, it's Zol, how are you? I think scammers have existed. No, I don't think. Scammers, scam artists, and as you got colloquially might know them as snake oil salesmen have existed since forever. They've just been evolving. And if you can evolve alongside that, you're gonna get targeted. If the other person does, unfortunately, we got a large group of evil people. Yeah. Real lots of shit. Yeah. That's why we have to stick together. That's why in the sea of Nazis, we have to stick together. That's what we have to do. Lock arms, and every Nazi rally, you show up and you make fun of them for being losers. You and your friends. Only together can we stamp out fascism. Scammers can rot. Scammers love AI and they can rot. Yes. Scammers have existed forever. Yes. For as long as there has been a grift, scammers have existed. I mean, dude, snake oil salesman. Full stop. You know what I'm saying?
To old people, such as letting lust and loneliness override rational thought. For this reason, romance scams have become a huge problem. In the US in 2023, the year for which the most...
1.4 billion? That's... You know, I always wonder how much money scammers rake in, and I always forget it's a lot. Dude, this is why... Oh, God. That's insane. I always forget how much it is. So hold on, buy like crypto. Crypto, don't even get started on crypto right now. Can I really talk about the Nazi moment? You sure can. My snake oil definitely works. No!
Recent data is available. Consumers lost $1.14 billion to romance scams.
That's crazy.
With an average loss of $2,000
I love Don't Get Murphys, now more than ever.
Bear in mind that this is only based on losses reported by victims, and the actual figure is like...
scam? At this point, listen, dude, at this point, if I was ever single again, dude, I don't think I'd ever do online dating again. I think online dating has got to be just full of bots, right? Like, we have to agree. If any online daters in the chat, is that the case these days? Is there a lot of, like, bots? Because, deadass. Look up the furry Caleb Hammer Burb, who went over the crypto is a massive scam. Listen, when I get back to my main computer, not my little desktop, remind me to talk about crypto because it's actually I can go into a whole spiel about crypto. My hand will have to suffice this content. Shut up. And this one for shipping people. So many OEF ads, that bot ads. I genuinely, it's full of bots. I don't think I can do a dating app anymore. I don't think if I became single today, I think I just have to stick to like, I don't know, man. I don't know what I don't think I can do a dating app. I think I just find people in real life. I mean, Maury grabbed me and said, "You're with me now," last time. So I probably have to wait for someone to be like, "Hey, you're with me now." I'm like, okay. But bots sings me music and people and someone because that's really funny. We need to bring back we do. Unrelated. Thank you, Glitch, for the follow. Real quick, that reminded me. Shout out to the people over in Columbus. There was a Columbus, Ohio. There was a micro Nazi rally, which is an insane sentence. And then all of the residents chased them out of there, and now there's a neighborhood watch of fully armed like people who are like, if they show up again, whoa. Which is like badass. Like it's so like I'm like Columbus, okay. Hell yeah. They're like, we don't accept that here in our neighborhood. Like our neighborhood is not about that. Like they want their kids to school, they like armed. I'm talking armed to the teeth. I'm like, damn, okay, my bad. Hell yeah, bro. But yeah.
Likely much higher. You might have seen Catfished Scamfish series on YouTube, where they investigate the internet relationships of victims to see if their romantic partner is real. Spoiler, they're always scammers. If you've watched even just one episode, you've probably felt incredulous at how they could possibly fall for it, despite the endless red flags. There's lots of seemingly obvious tells, such as the fact that they have—
Stop! Chad, when am I gonna get mine? When am I gonna get my random middle-aged man to send me $100 at a time? Where's my middle-aged man?
endless reasons they need money, or the fact that they are much younger and much more conventionally
attractive. I prefer older man. Chat, if you're an older person, chat, if you are an older man who likes women, and this person DMs you saying that, they're a bot. I'm gonna teach you a little bit of media literacy, chat. If this person who looks like they belong on Victoria's Secret runway says, I prefer older men, send me money, they're a bot. I'm just letting you know. I'm a little media literacy for you guys.
Or the endless excuses as to why they can't do a video call or meet in person. If you've watched many episodes, you'll notice that, even though not all the victims are old, they definitely skew on the older side. And it's apparent that the lack of basic digital knowledge—
Well, we can go into like, they're old, they're lonely, they want a companion no matter what. Some dudes are like old, lonely, and horny, hence why they're willing, like, you'd be surprised. Again, remember chat, people are stupid, right? And there's people who are just like, you know what? This is finally my chance, baby. Finally, this is my chance to get some with a pretty lady. I've waited 58 years. This is my moment. And I mean, like, it's just older size 35. It's not old.
Which is part of the reason they haven't been able to deduce that they're being scammed. One of the first things that the investigation team does is a reverse image search to find any profiles that the scammer has stolen photos from. One of the first things we would easily do ourselves. And yet, this is a simple step that the victims are unaware of. Something that might have prevented them from sending thousands.
They're holding me in a facility until the fees are paid. Can you help me, baby? That's crazy! What does that mean? What? Okay, that's a crazy. Listen, scammers, you guys gotta work on your lines. That's crazy. Hey, scammers, free advice for you guys. You gotta work. I don't know what that means. What facility? Hello?
Sometimes hundreds of thousands, to scammers. Whoa. As mentioned, their too trusting nature plays a role here, but perhaps more importantly, their loneliness. For those who are widowed or divorced, there's a real difficulty in meeting people in an older age, especially if they live in a small community. Many of the victims on Scamfish meet their scammer on online dating apps.
Yeah, that's 100%. Thank you for tier 1 for 19 months. Thank you, Vexley. Thank you. Hi, Vexley. Hi. How are you? Yeah, that's unfortunately what it is. I hate to admit it, but that's what it is. It's people being taken advantage of in their grief. It sucks, man. Especially if they live in a home or like a retirement center. Like, yeah.
Part of Catfish's effectiveness comes from their posing as younger, attractive people. Even celebrities such as Johnny Depp.
The celebrity shit's real. People fall for this. This is a thing where I'm like, okay, come on. Like, I would get it if it's just like, my name is Greg, I'm a hot man, I think I like older ladies, right? But if Johnny Depp is hitting you up, get out of here. Come on. Like, what? Come on. Like, what? Come on. This is the media literacy I'm talking about, dude. I would be empathetic or sympathetic for you if you fell for just like, hey, I'm a lonely guy. I think you're beautiful. Let's get hook up. If Jonathan Depp hit you up, what are we? Help me, my VTubers. Help me, baby. Help me, please. Help. This actually might be true. Help. Vexoria and Zolan have me trapped in their basement. They won't let me out unless you give me give the sub chat. Help. Oh, only one give the sub, but I can be ego's higher than IQ. What ego do you? There's no. Maybe I'm humble. It's really humble brag incoming. Humble brag incoming, but maybe I'm humble. Or I'm either humble or depressed. But if a hot celebrity hit me up, I'm not gonna believe them. It's humbleness, maybe it's depression. I don't know. But if Doctor Doom hit me up, bro, I don't know, brother. Like, I'm serious. I'm serious. Oro, thank you, Oro, thank you. I'm free. Really? Oh, dang! They locked me again. I guess I'll need more subs. That's how the scam works. The first time he 6 to 1 time, it is not. No, I might be the man. If they fall, I might be the only furry streamer with no art of that because I'm just only one. I don't really want anything like that, you know. For my message, she's a hot to Jackson Burgell. Jackson Burgell, and you gotta get Jackson Burgell. You gotta give $3,000, but not. By the way, not to me. Jones actually got the message from Froggy Lock, and if you give Jones $3,000, you know that's not $5. They use a foreign accent to, when calling to hide who they are for the FBI listening in. It's true.
The fact that it's not just technical ability, but also a willingness to believe the impossible, because of their own unrealistic expectations and a desire for a life that they will never have. The possibility is just too enticing to resist. This is also the case for investment scams, which most commonly take the form of pig butchering, and are often combined with romance scams. The victim is lured into sending increasing amounts of money under the guise of an investment, often in crypto. They're shown fake screenshots.
Dude, Chad, how come you guys never send me crypto? How do I know if you really love me unless you send me crypto? Chad, where's my Papa coin? Chat, where's my Papa
or
coin,
even fake logins that show their fictitious investment as having grown massively, encouraging them to invest further. They may be allowed to withdraw.
Grand. Who has $58,000 to give? Dude, who has $58,000 to give to a woman or a man or an NB? I can barely give them $100. If a hot lady's like, I need $100, I'm like, no, no. That's $100 to Marty. Can't afford that. Who's got $58,000?
A small amount of money so as to keep up the illusion
we know
of the
you
scam.
deserve better.
But when they want to withdraw the full amount, they're charged a series of fees and never actually allowed to withdraw their quote-unquote investment, neither the original value or the inflated amount. The romance scam element is achieved by catfishing as an attractive lady or man, often presenting as rich and successful themselves. Of course, AI is making all of this much worse, as scammers don't need to use real photos, and these images aren't reverse image searchable, or they can use AI to edit real photos.
Woman duped by, and this is the one! Robotic Eye, we're lying to you guys. This is real. Robotic Eye, we're not lying to you guys. Robotic said it in the chat. We both knew it. This is the one that was like the famous one where the lady got duped by AI Brad Pitt. This is the one. Why would Brad Pitt need help with medical procedures? Thank you, Show Follow. Dude, come on. Like, what are we doing? Why would he need your help with that?
Even making AI videos to crudely simulate video calls, the avoidance of which has previously been an easy tell for scammers. The first ever video on this channel was about AI and romance scams.
Dude.
Quite a lot has changed in the years since, both in the channel and on the topic, so let me know if you'd like to see another video on it. The Catfish team do their best, and while most victims do come to terms with the fact they've been scammed, it can be very hard to convince them, even when all the evidence is presented to them.
Because you don't want to look like an asshole. I mean, let's be real. You don't want to appear to be an asshole. You really want to believe your true love, who's this really hot babe. You're a lonely guy in your 50s, 40s, and there's this really hot babe, and you send her like $5,000. You really want to believe she's real. It's sometimes the reality is way harsher than the fiction, right? So it sucks, man. It's just denying the truth.
there's a real difficulty accepting the reality of the situation, including the humiliation that comes from knowing they've sent obscene amounts of money to a scammer, or that they're not actually dating a celebrity. They're just in so deep. While boomers' misadventures with technology might be something we laugh about, and their cluelessness can make for entertaining content, such as clips of them in disbelief that something that's obviously AI is in fact AI, it's hard not to have empathy for their situation. They've seen a drastic change in technology in their life.
In fairness, yeah, AI literally happened overnight, if you think about it. If you are an average boomer, I'm going to be a little empathetic here towards the boomers. For a second, hear me out. Don't worry, it won't last long. If you are a boomer and you were hanging around in 2018 and you're like, oh, well, these fancy TikTok coming out, whatever, neat, whatever, and then COVID happened and you blinked and you lost 5 years, and then suddenly there's pictures of Will Smith eating spaghetti like a freak. You're like, what happened? So I can see where it happened very quickly, but also that's the end of my empathy.
After all, and are navigating a world they're vastly unprepared for, including changes in social structures that mean that the same offline communities don't exist as they did when they were young. Despite my interest in technology and continual efforts to stay up to date, I sometimes wonder how I'll fare in the future. It's easy to assume that digital natives won't be the same fate as boomers, but that's far from guaranteed. After all, loneliness, or let's face it, horniness, doesn't discriminate by age. Many of us turn to social media for company, and an alarming amount of young people have been victims to sextortion scams too. But what makes boomers' susceptibility to misinformation online so consequential is their vast power. Boomers own $76.2 trillion of US wealth, 52% of the total, dominate Congress, occupy the presidency, and globally are some of the most likely to vote. The implications of such an influential demographic being unable to tell fact from fiction are grave. And if we don't get a handle on it soon, namely by protecting the older generations from misinformation, or even better, by helping them protect themselves, things are only going to get worse. But what do you think? Do you find
this was done by the internet eating itself? That was a very good video. Well articulated, a lot of great points, and also very entertaining while also having your cited sources. Very nice. Yes, that is revenge porn. It is 100% illegal, I believe, in most states of the US, and not all of them. And it is it's just like, I have another tip for you guys, okay? Do not send news. In sentence, like I know it can be tempting if you've not met the person and you're getting ready for a hot and heavy date with your person you've been talking to on Grindr or whatever you kids do these days. Don't send nudes. Like, first off, keep it mysterious, right? You can send like, oh hey, and like you're winking, like, oh, hey, what's up? It's me, your boy. But don't send nudes. Because 1, you never know. 2, people say that shit. And 3, it's just, if you're gonna be with the person anyway in that way, make sure you meet them and are like first, right? Like, if you do, and don't include your face. That's also a good point. Unless, like, the exception of the rule, obviously, is if you're fucking like married or you've been with him for like a few years, sure, right? But if you're meeting somebody off Grindr or whatever, don't send shit. Don't send shit. Like, if you're gonna meet them anyway, keep it a mystery, keep it aloof, and also just don't send them stuff. Like, you don't know somebody unless you've been with them for a while, right? So that's my little bit piece of media literacy for you guys, you young cats out there who are like, wow, this hunky person, this beautiful, tall Amazoness woman, she wants to hang out with me. She said to send wiener pictures or boob pictures, and I really want it. Just don't.